Welcome to Yoga TV. I'm at Hot Yoga Works. My name's Deb, and I'll be teaching with you today. I am so happy to be joining you in your practice. We're starting out in a seated position and doing Antala Mudra, bringing your hands to the heart position. Yoga is a practice of gratitude. And so as we begin our practice today, especially during these times, we'd like to ask that you take a moment of gratitude for yourself and thank you for being here and for joining this practice. We're going to begin the series in a seated position doing goddess breathing. Now, depending on your flexibility, Yin is a practice of internal coolness. It is a quiet practice. So if you are limited in your capability, for those who want to, most of the practice can be done from a chair. We're going to be concentrating today on diaphragm work. So we'll be working in the area from here to here. And your diaphragm is a muscle that stretches just under your lower ribs and across, with a major function, not only of protecting your inner organs, but it is an organ that when you breathe, which is up to 70 million times in your lifetime, it works with you throughout every major function. So I hope you enjoy your practice today. For those of you who would like to stay in a seated position, you can. For those of you who would like to stand, this can also be done in a standing position. With Yin, we do not stress the legs or strain the legs. We just stand with a relaxed posture. If you're in a seated position, making sure that you open the space between your lower ribs and your pelvic area, and begin to do a series of 5 of goddess breathing. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Begin. Taking a moment just to look within and ensuring that you are not collapsing your rib cage. Bringing yourself now into an awareness while you're in the room. For those of you who would like to continue on out of the chair, we're going to now move into Sukhasana. I've taken a rolled up mat and seated it underneath me. If you'd like to, you can use rolled towels, or again, if you're at home and you're finding limitations, you are able to use your chair. What you'd like to ensure is that your knees are in a seated position. With Yin, we don't want to be held in a tightness. We want to make sure that you have loose muscles. Your loose muscles are your best friend. Whereas in a more hatha yoga, you're looking for tight muscles. So if you find that you are not quite limber enough at this pose or position, you can take your blocks, placing them under both knees so that you're in a nice relaxed position. What this does is you're stacking your head above your heart, above your pelvis. And again, bringing your hands, just letting them sit and taking a breath. In and out. We're going to be concentrating while we're working in this pose on using the diaphragm. Again, throughout this series, we are going to spend the majority of the time concentrating on an awareness of our breath. On your inhale, taking note of perhaps the tightness in your legs, your chest, your face, and then on the exhale, releasing it. We're going to take about 30 seconds, and we're going to just take note of your rhythm of breathing, how you breathe in through your nose and breathe out. During this time frame, breathing in and out at your own natural pace. You should find in your diaphragm breathing that on the inhale, your stomach expands outward and your spine may tilt slightly back, whereas on the exhale, they draw back in. What you want to avoid is you want to avoid collapsing into the breath. So inhaling and exhaling. Your diaphragm will work for you throughout your lifetime, and you will take normally about 15 of these breaths in any given minute. Concentrating again on the diaphragm as you stack your head above your heart and above your pelvis. Now let's take the next 2 minutes and just concentrate on this diaphragm breathing. Breathing in through your nose and releasing. Take time as you do your inhales to relax the muscle off the top of your mouth, taking note of the space above your eyes, relaxing your forehead. Making a note to relax your glutes, relaxing your upper thighs and your hands as they gently support your carriage. Inhaling through your nose and releasing. Where Hatha is an open-eyed meditation, you can take this time to close your eyes or to just visually look inward. Yin is a practice, both a pranayama, which is breathing, and a practice of kriya, which is visualization. Taking note on your inhale and your exhale. You should begin to feel the expansiveness of your diaphragm and to feel an expansion through your chest cavity. Through your inhale and the muscles working in your diaphragm through your exhale. And these next 30 seconds are yours. As you begin to let go of your breath, take a moment, releasing your legs. If you're in the chair or on the floor, just take a moment to shake them out. Taking this rich oxygenated blood, if you're on the floor, bringing yourself into tabletop, and then at your own leisure into a standing position. I myself, for those who are going to remain on the floor, will go ahead and stay in this seated position. Now, what we did earlier in our diaphragm work and in stacking our head above our heart, above our pelvis, we were working on the balancing root. And in so, they have found that through the pranayama breathing, that it has the capacity to reduce stress, to increase your heart's capacity to reduce tension, and it's also very, very effective in reducing anxiety. So as you're going through your practices, whether you are one who practices in hatha or one who takes time to go through a slower practice, we ask that you take note of the breathing, whether it's your own normal pace. As we go through the rest of the class, we ask that you would do a ocean breathing. For some, that's going to be a 5 in, hold, and a 5 out through your nose. In this 5 in, hold, 5 out, you can picture an ocean wave coming in, touching, and then flowing out. We're going to move to just a simple stretch, and that will be the child's pose. Placing your hands in tabletop, your left and your right, placing your right knee to the outside of the mat and your left knee to the outside of the mat, gently allowing your glutes to fall back towards your heels and stretching without straining, and allowing your head to fall gently to the mat, allowing your head to be below your heart. As you are down in this child's pose, we'd like you to allow your head to sink and feel gravity as your head weighs down into the mat, allowing your forearms to be able to just gently take the weight and allowing your backside to fall gently into your heels. Slowing and allowing yourself to come to an awareness at your own pace, bringing back your right hand, then your left hand into tabletop position, resting just beneath your shoulders, bringing in your right leg and your left leg, resting beneath your hips. You're going to allow gravity to gently pull down your midriff area, just allowing this area to fall. Breathing in and exhaling. On the next inhale, stretching upward into cat, allowing your spine to rise towards the ceiling. And allow the opening and feeling between each vertebrae. And on the exhale, releasing. Allowing for a natural opening of your throat chakra. On the inhale, rising. Compressing all your major organs. And on the exhale, releasing. On the next inhale, just allow yourself to walk your hands backwards onto your knees, and then we will come into butterfly. I'm going to take my right leg out to the right side of my mat, falling gently back to the right side, bringing my left leg forward in a cross-legged position, and begin the opening. This is a real good inner thigh stretch. For those who are expecting, it's a very, very good posture to help with the opening. It's also one that helps work the gallbladder. Now in our butterfly position, you can place your feet together. For those of you who are feeling a bit of stiffness, again, we want to feel a strain to your edge, but not a stress, not pain, and you're not stretching. So if you need to use blocks, go ahead. If you're at home and you don't have blocks, then just get a rolled up towel and place it beneath each, or if you have pillows, you can place them beneath your legs. Again, stacking your pelvis, you want your hip bones to sit in a triangle, equally left and right weighted, with your sacrum bone between. You can take your left and right hand and support your spine up so that you're not concaved inward. But again, not stressing, but just giving a gentle support. For those of you who would like a deeper stretch, you can also fold forward, extending your left and your right hand across the front of the mat, not pulling, but just allowing yourself to collapse into gravity. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. And exhaling. For those of you at home, these positions can be quite an opener. What you want to do is you don't want to fidget. You want to be still. A lot of times in life, we have a knee-jerk reaction when we feel tension. Yin teaches us through this practice of meditation to find peace and stillness within our storm. Inhaling. Exhaling. On the last two inhales, taking note to release your tongue from the top of the roof of your mouth and just allow your whole facial expression to relax. On the next inhale, we're going to gently release our right and our left arm, taking our left leg forward to the front of our mat, our left leg forward to the front of our mat, and just gently shake it out. What we're going to do next is, if you do have blocks at home, if you could grab 2 blocks, and if not, if you could grab a rolled up towel or your pillow cushions. The object is we're going to go back and we're going to do a lying goddess. So this block will go down the center of your spine, placing the secondary block across that space between your shoulder blades behind. So bringing the right leg up and the left leg up. As you get yourself into position, laying back gently on your blocks. And again, placing your legs in butterfly, opening up the area across your chest, allowing gravity to gently pull your shoulders backwards, allowing your arms to fall open on the left and right hand side of your mat. In this posture, we are opening up the heart chakra. Rather than fidgeting through your practice, if you find that the stressing is too much for your legs, then go ahead and grab a towel or a pillow and use your props between your left and your right knee, supporting them while allowing your body to open up these energy lines. Slowly beginning to take your right arm, raising up on your elbow, your left arm coming up off of your blocks. Gently coming around and removing them, placing them to the side. Once again, give yourself just a moment, taking your left or your right leg forward one at a time, giving them a gentle shake. I'm going to come up onto my hands and my knees just to grab a prop. I've got a rolled up mat that I'm going to use so that I can go back into a seated position. Again, for those of you who are exercising from a chair, you can feel free to go back into a seated chair position with your arms comfortably placed above your left and your right leg. And then you'll be able to open up that space once again in your diaphragm. Yoga is a practice of gratitude, and in this Priya practice, I'd like you to take a moment to visualize yourself. Taking a moment in your practice to give yourself gratitude and thanks for all the hard work that you've been doing. As we've come to an awareness of our deeper breathing in our diaphragm, we're going to center our energy back in, again raising that space, your head above your heart, stacking it above your pelvis, rolling your shoulders back, maybe taking a moment to bring them up to your ears, gently rolling them back and down to the earth. One more time, up to your ears, and gently rolling them back down. I'm going to take a moment to wiggle into a nice, comfortable space as we take these few minutes at the end and an open-eyed meditation. Just a reminder as you begin to work this area in your diaphragm between just below your lower rib and your pelvis area, that area should be open, not tense, with your hands relaxed. As you begin to increase your practice of diaphragm breathing, breathing in through the nose, and again releasing through the nose. You're working 20 different portions of your nose, and you are working through nitric oxide, which is so important to your personal health. It helps us not only in our sleep, but in our maintaining of stress and how we are able to maintain the function of our heart. Bringing our hands up into Andali Mudra. Breathing in. Breathing out. Opening up the space in your throat chakra. Breathing in. And breathing out. Yin is a very deep but intensive practice, and one which you are your best teacher. I'd like to thank you for this time that we've had today. And as you go through your meditations and through your exercises, if you can take maybe twice a day where you intensely concentrate on how you breathe, you will notice the effectiveness and the capacity of your body's ability to improve in all you do. Thank you for this time to practice with you. Namaste.